What's up guys, so today we're going to be doing an updated settings video. The last time I did one of these videos was about like a year and a half ago or something. So obviously I've changed my settings a little bit. This video will be put into chapters too, so you can just go to whichever part you want to see. Okay, so starting off with my sensitivity, I use 10 in game with 400 DPI. The reason why I don't use a higher DPI is because I'm lazy. That's literally it. It is supposed to give you less input lag, but it's negligible. But yeah, I would not copy someone else's sense. It's personal preference. I'd probably use someone's sense as a baseline, and then you can change it for your needs. Now, obviously, if you have not a lot of space, you're going to want to have a higher sensitivity, so mine might not work for you. Same with mouse grip. I'd never recommend stealing someone's mouse grip. Just put your hand on a mouse, use it, and whatever's the most comfortable, main that. My ADS mouse sensitivity mode is relative. I use instant ADS sensitivity transition timing with 1.78 coefficient. That basically means my hipfire sense is exactly the same as my ADS sense. Now you might be wondering why I don't just change it to legacy. For some reason, it feels weird in this game. It doesn't feel one-to-one. I don't know. You can try both and see what you think of it. My ADS sensitivity multiplier is 1, and I keep the same sensitivity for every single zoom level. I don't want to invert my mouse, but hey, if you like that, then go ahead. I don't use mouse acceleration, I don't use mouse filtering, and I have mouse smoothing disabled. Right then, on to movement. I literally haven't touched any of these apart from parachute auto deploy being disabled. If you play a lot of Warzone and Ground War, you definitely want this disabled. As for automatic sprint, I have that disabled. I will show you why in a second. Right then, we're on to keybinds. Everything is default apart from crouch and slide, which is on left control. But yeah, I came from CS, and crouching in CS is on left control, so I yoinked that. Prone is on Z, and changing stance is not bound. Remember when I said I don't use automatic sprint? This is why. If you go to the advanced section here, it'll bring you these options. I leave sprint not bound, and I put tactical sprint as left shift. So when you want to attack sprint, you just press shift once instead of twice. This helps a lot with movement and slide cancelling, all of the sweaty stuff that you want to be doing in this game. An important thing to know is that if you have this bound to left shift, you can't use steady aim as left shift. So you've got to find a different key that works for you. I use caps lock, but I hardly ever hold my breath when I'm using snipers. I don't have walk enabled, not really much point. Gestures and sprays are on T, and center view not bound. Okay, let's go on to the weapons and equipment tab. All of these you don't really need to worry about. I mean, how many people mount in this game? If you do, you can pause and just copy these settings, but I'm pretty sure most of them are default anyway. Now that brings us on to ADS behavior. Call me weird, I enjoy toggle ADS more than hold ADS. It's really up to you. Us toggle ADS players are a dying breed. Come on lads, join us. But no, it's all personal preference. Most people use hold, but I prefer toggle. And again, these are just personal preference at the bottom. Honestly, with weapons and equipment keybinds, I don't really do anything. I unbound weapon mount, I don't use it, so why should I have it bound? And yeah, literally everything is default. In terms of kill streaks and vehicles, again, all default. Literally, I haven't touched them. With overlays and shortcuts, again, personal preference. But like that should be the motto of today's video. And again, for menu navigation, it's all up to you guys. Right then, that's the keyboard and mouse tab over with. Let's go on to the graphics, because I know a lot of people ask for my graphics settings. Since I record a lot, I have to tab out a lot, so I use borderless, but if you don't tab out very much, then use full screen. Display monitor should be on monitors. I have two very cheap monitors, but hey, they do the job. Display adapter should be your main GPU. Since I'm on borderless, refresh rate is locked for me, but if you can change it, smack it up to the highest possible. Render resolution, I normally keep it 100, but you can experiment with that. If you have a very good PC, you could put it up to like 102 or something, just to have it a little bit sharper, but I normally just keep it on 100. I have dynamic resolution disabled, but if you have a bad PC, then enable it. It basically changes the resolution to hit a specific target. For example, if you want 150 FPS, and your PC can't manage that at 1920 by 1080, it'll lower the resolution until it hits that target. I have a good enough PC, so I don't need it enabled. Aspect ratio 16:9, depending on your monitor. VSync is disabled. You want as little input lag as possible. This increases it. Depending on what your PC is capable of, you can set a frame rate limit. I've got a pretty good PC, so I just leave it unlimited, but yeah, you can change it to whatever you want. Brightness 55, again, it's all personal preference. I have display gamma on 2.0 1.2. NVIDIA highlights disabled. I use OBS to clip stuff. I don't need it clipping for me. That, and I find NVIDIA highlights clips like double kills and stuff. I'm not sure that's very impressive nowadays. But hey, if you want this enabled, then go ahead. I don't need it. NVIDIA Reflex low latency, I've got an enabled and boost. If you don't have an NVIDIA GPU, then this won't be here, so don't worry about it. If you do, I would enable it and boost. Let's head over to graphics quality now. Field of view, if you're on PC, you gotta use 120. Most importantly, ADS field of view is affected. If you're using affected FOV, if you ADS with iron sights, then it won't zoom in. This makes guns feel like they have no recoil, but at the same time, the people that you're shooting are a lot smaller. Independent, on the other hand, has quite a lot more visual recoil, but the person you're going to be shooting is bigger, so most people use affected, and I think is a lot better too. But I'm pretty sure Cloaksy on Warzone uses independent, and he's a top tier player, so yeah, it's really up to you. Camera movement, you want this on the least possible. It's much less distracting. Gotta have it on the lowest. Right then, most people probably want to know my actual graphic settings. It's going to be very underwhelming, I will say. Everything is legit on the lowest possible, apart from texture resolution, which is on normal. As you can see, everything is on low or disabled, apart from filmic strength is on 1, since I don't use anti-aliasing. Film grain is off. You don't want this. Like, look how bad that looks. NVIDIA DLSS is disabled. Basically, if you smack this up, you'll get more FPS at the expense of it looking worse. If you need FPS, you can experiment with it. I don't need it. Anti-aliasing off. Personal preference. I don't mind jagged edges. I think it's a lot easier to see people if it's off or on SMAA 1 times. If you go on this one or the max one, I'm not even going to try and say that, then it'll be a lot more blurry, but it'll look cleaner. Depth of field disabled, world motion blur disabled, and weapon motion blur disabled. Shadow map resolution low. Cache spot shadows and cache sun shadows are both enabled. Particle lighting is on low. NVIDIA ray tracing, I've got it disabled. You probably want it disabled. But if you're playing campaign, then it does look sick if you want to enable it, but you'll get a lot less FPS. Ambient occlusion disabled, and screen space reflection disabled. There we go. Pretty much everything's disabled. I'm sorry. Moving on to interface now. Subtitles disabled, colorblind disabled, tooltips disabled. Literally everything here is personal preference. Apart from minimap shape is square. As you can see on the right, there's a lot more you can see compared to the left. I'd always put it on square. Everything else is personal preference. If you're a streamer or YouTuber, put the profanity filter on. Save you blurring stuff in editing in the text chat. Right then, we're on to audio. I use boost high, but I know a lot of people use boost low. I prefer boost high for some reason, but apparently boost low is better for hearing footsteps. I'm not too sure. Everyone's audio is different, so go ahead, try them. I feel like everything I've said in this video is personal preference. Settings normally are personal preference, including volume. I've got a GoXLR to split the audio tracks and basically fine-tune my audio. You can put these to whatever you want. I'm not that sweaty to completely get rid of music because I think the music in this game is sick. But yeah, a lot of people want that turned off. I do use the classic hit marker sounds though. I think they sound a lot better and cleaner than the Modern Warfare ones. But yeah, again, this is all to do with your stuff. Voice chat volume 80, microphone volume 400 to blow people's ears off in game. If you're wondering, I use the SM7B microphone, which is why I have a GoXLR to make this thing work. I've made one controller video and it was a faulty controller, so don't copy these settings, okay? I have no idea what I'm doing. And obviously, account is just all personal to you. Don't be fooled by streamer mode. It doesn't work. It changes other players' names instead of your name. I don't know who thought of the streamer mode, but hopefully Modern Warfare 2 will have a working one. We need one, please. And obviously, the last thing I'll say is crossplay enabled. I'm on PC. I want to play with Xbox and PlayStation players. Disable it if you just want to play with your platform. Okay, that was my full updated settings of Modern Warfare. I know this is quite late, but yeah, there's a lot of people that are buying this game now. It's on sale, I'm pretty sure, on Battle.net, or it was on sale. So there's been an influx of people asking for my settings. I'll put my peripherals and my PC in the description. Let me know if you want to see an updated class setup video. I haven't done one of those in like 2 years, so I really do think it's time I do another one. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my settings and I hope they help you out. Let me know what kind of videos you want from me in the comments. I read through every single one of them and try and reply to everyone, so don't be shy. Again, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.